Hello, everyone. I'm Danny.
And I'm Darcy.
Yay, she said it this time.
I remember to introduce
And
myself.
this is the Shart Show.
It's
And
already
it's
going to be a
really
good
feeling
show.
like it this week. It's really feeling like it. And
Oh,
happy
yes.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
I hope you have a
Happy
wonderful time with your
Thanksgiving.
family.
Hopefully you all
Mhm.
get some lovely little spankings.
So we're drinking currently.
We are, because it's been a week.
It has been a week. And so we're recording this whilst drinking, and
Yes.
we're feeling pretty good about that.
Hopefully it'll make it more entertaining.
It probably won't.
This one should be entertaining. This one is not like a downer, so I thought it would be good to kind of, keep it mixed up a little bit here. And you probably know a lot about what I'm going to talk about, which I didn't, and there was a lot to be able to cover, so I only have like a little bit. So I'm actually hoping that, like a little bit in regards to like the things that have taken place. So I'm hoping that you will have the ability to chime in on some things that I didn't get to cover because I just didn't want it to be like 4 hours long.
Oh, shit. That puts a lot of pressure on me. You haven't even told me what we're doing. So
I know. I
I
know. It's so exciting.
I feel like now I have to poop. Like, I'm so nervous.
Okay. You're going to, yeah, did your sphincter go whoop?
A little bit, yeah. I'm not going to lie.
My dog is being a douche. What did she just do? Did you hear it?
Did she also shart?
What? What are you doing? Good Lord.
No,
She's like, I want water and food. And she's like scratching at her bowl, and then something just fell. Like she knocked something over.
This is already going south.
14 pounds.
I love it.
Jesus. She ain't getting it till I'm done. I can tell you that much.
I ain't giving you
I love you, but you eat plenty of our food.
Right?
Listen to her. Can you hear her? Hold on.
Oh, I can. That's drama.
Do you hear that?
Oh my God. She is telling you something.
No. Do you know what she's doing? She's afraid of the cat.
Oh,
So she's
same.
Because the cat is in the vicinity.
Listen, I've never had a nice cat, so I completely understand.
Well, my cats are nice, except the one of them. She's nice to every person, but she is like, she must have had some sort of experience with dogs because she's not like the biggest fan of my dog. Although my dog's never done anything to her, but she'll like bat at her and stuff. And she's gotten her a couple times, like when she was new to the house. But now she just kind of like, Stella will walk by and she'll like bap, and Stella's like, ah.
See, that's what I mean. Cats are just dicks. They're just giant dicks.
Yeah, mine aren't. They really aren't. But before I had these cats, I felt the same way. And I was like, cats are like Gabe from Pet Sematary. Yes. You know, when he's like under the bed and like the old man's walking by and he's like, slice Achilles tendon. Yes. It's like that.
That is cats. That is all cats that I've ever had.
Yeah. Mine too, up until these ones. So, but anyway, okay. So we are going to do this episode on the Bridgewater Triangle.
Oh, shit.
Do you know about it?
I have heard about it, but I haven't done a lot of research on it, so I may not be able to contribute as much as you're hoping.
Yeah, the good thing is there's parts of it that you may have, like the certain things that have been seen or whatever that don't, you've probably heard of elsewhere too. So
yeah.
But anyway,
any hoodles.
It's pretty cool, and since it's relatively local, I definitely want to try to go at some point. We have to try to go.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Yeah, I know.
Fuck Thanksgiving.
Screwed in its tiny little starfish butthole.
It comes every year. We can just go to the Bridgewater Triangle.
No. Let's see you guys. We're going to find Bigfoot. Bye. We're going to have a Thanksgiving dinner with him.
Oh my God, we should bring him turkey.
How cool would that be? He'd be probably so pumped. Like he's probably like, nobody likes me. They're all just scared and they run away.
I feel pretty confident that I can befriend just about anything that's not completely human.
Or a baby.
Oh God, those are terrifying. Yes, that is also accurate.
Like pretty much everything. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Okay, like humans and babies, not my thing. But any type of animal or like partial animal.
And it's like still not human because they're definitely humans with fur, but
yeah, that's true.
So the Bridgewater Triangle is a 200 square mile region in southeast Massachusetts, and it has a vast history of paranormal, sinister, or evil, and strange activities. So this
right up my alley.
Is an area, huh?
I said right up my alley.
Yeah, I know, right? So the primary like cities that create the triangle is Abington, Freetown, and Rehoboth. And so it kind of falls within those cities. They've had everything from ghost huntings, cryptics, UFO sightings, satanic rituals and sacrifices, you name it. So some think that all of it stems from mistreatment of like Native Americans in that region. And like that was what sparked the bizarre occurrences. And the start of this, or the people who believe that, the war was considered, it was called King Philip's War. And so in 1675 in southeast Massachusetts, it was known as the Plymouth Colony. And in the summer of 1675, the North Americans rebelled against the English settlers. And so that's kind of obviously what sparked it.
That's
and
shocking.
King Philip, no, right? Why are you guys so mad?
Like, why are you mad, bro?
King Philip was like the Native American leader at the time. And so, let's see, there were so many people who were slaughtered, children, women, men, that were all innocent. They were casualties of the war. And by the following August, King Philip, the Native American chief or whatever he was actually referred to,
that guy.
He was found, that dude. He was found in what's now known as Bristol, Rhode Island. And he was beheaded. And then they put his head on a spike and they left it in front of Fort Plymouth for 20 years. How do you think that held up?
I feel like that seems reasonable.
I feel like that could be a reasonable assumption for the cause of weird shit happening after the fact.
I don't know why you'd think that. I would definitely not haunt
like,
any
I don't
place.
know why so much weird stuff's happening. We just have this head on a spike chilling here for 2 decades. What's the big deal?
That would not piss me off at all if someone did that to me. No way. Not at all.
Yeah, so there was like 500 English deaths, but 3,000 Native American deaths, obviously, approximately. And then the remaining Native Americans were taken in as slaves.
I don't know why the Native Americans hate us.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's so weird.
Like we've had a great relationship with them from the start.
I've seen, actually, you know what's really funny is...
Is it really not funny, but funny?
Like I planned it, that we're talking about the settlers, and it's Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Oh my God, you did this on purpose.
I actually didn't, but no, but I don't know if you've seen the meme is like on Columbus Day or whatever. There's a really funny meme where it's like, let's celebrate. What does it say? Let's celebrate by walking into someone's house and telling them we live there now, or something like that. I don't know.
Seriously. That's basically what happened.
I know. No, we live here. I do love when people talk about, when we came here or whatever, and they're like, you guys are Indians, right? Because they thought it was India.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we're not. And they're like, yeah, you are.
Right? Like,
well, you are now.
Such a profound thing for us to find this land, right? Like we stole it from people that were already here. But yeah, let's be proud of that. That's good times.
Oh, but so one of the biggest areas of activity is the Hockomock Swamp. Yes. And this area is home to the most consistent and compelling stories. This covers the several towns because it's really big. It covers Easton, Raynham, Taunton, Bridgewater, West Bridgewater, and parts of Norton.
So,
and the word, yeah.
Oh, I was going to say the one thing I do know about that,
the Hockomock Swamp.
The Hockomock, and I only remember this because of the name Hockomock because it's fun to say, like it feels fun in my mouth. So then I remember weird shit about it. So
how many other things feel fun in your mouth, Darcy?
Let's not talk about that. I do remember listening to something about this, and the early English colonists called it the Devil's Swamp. So even like forever ago, it was known to be a bad place.
Yeah. So Hockomock, the word, actually comes from the Algonquin word that means the place where spirits dwell.
Well, then there you go.
Right? And it's assumed that there's at least 1,000 graves out there.
Jesus Christ,
that are over 8,000 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So,
I'm almost the same age. It's crazy.
I can't relate to all their aches and pains.
I don't know why I have back pain.
Oh man, let me tell you, I got up off my couch this evening and like I have a shitty back. Like I have since I was like 15.
Wait, like literally shitty? Like did you shit up your back?
Yeah.
Or
Okay. Right up the back. Like like a toddler in their diaper. Yeah.
That's 100%. All I'm thinking. That's all I'm picturing right now. Do you need help cleaning it? I'm not gonna help, but I can call your husband if you want.
But no, I stood up and it was like it like cracked in my lower back and I was like, and then I got up and I was like, weird, like I feel okay.
Do you ever get super scared when like you're like trying to stand up or lay down or like literally do any kind of physical activity and you feel
I get scared doing that. No, I know.
I mean, that alone scares me. But like you feel your back cracking and you hear popping almost like a Rice Krispie treat. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is how it's going to happen. Now I'm going to be paralyzed. So this is it.
Mm-hmm. Well, when I heard that poppity pop in there, I was like, what just happened? And I was like waiting to not be able to stand up without agonizing pain. And I was like, hey, I feel okay. I wonder what that was about.
Yeah, every time I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm going to be paralyzed.
Obviously, we relate to these 8,000-year-old spirits.
Yes.
Duh.
We have a lot in common.
So the Hockomock Swamp was actually very sacred to the Native Americans because it's said that there's actually proof that it came initially as a glacier. So, and then at one point it obviously melted and it turned into the swamp that it is now. But when it became the swamp, they had this area that they could hunt in and, it helped them when they were in battles or anything like that because they knew the area and other people didn't. So, but, so people consistently report like an eerie feeling of being watched while they're out there, which reminded me of when you said you were at Madame Shari.
Madame Shari.
Yeah, like just feeling like somebody was watching you.
Yeah.
And it's been a large area for people who are like cryptozoologists, which cool name.
Wait, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, so I know, I learned something new.
I feel like I should know this, but I don't.
Cryptozoologists are like people who study like cryptics, like Bigfoot and Mothman and like all those things.
That makes sense.
So actually I wrote that here because I was like, whoa, new word. But so some of the things that have been reported are Bigfoot, Mothman, or what I was looking at didn't specifically state Mothman, but it did state like there was actually a police officer who stated that he saw a 6-foot tall bird just take off in the air and it had like a 12-foot wingspan. But yeah, and there have been numerous people who've reported large birds, like, kind of like pterodactyl-y kind of birds.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
The one thing was like giant cats, but it's described like, yeah, I'm like, oh, it's a big kitty. But it's described as like an orange tabby. That's a little different. Like mountain lions are more sleek and, so I guess if it truly looks like that, then yeah, that would be unusual. But
definitely strange.
Yeah. But let's see. So there have been giant cats, red-eyed dogs, lots of Bigfoot reportings.
We need to go find Bigfoot.
I seriously and I actually was thinking about this earlier today. I was thinking about Bigfoot and I'm like, I know that there's been videos, like there's been a couple that I've seen here and there that I'm like, that one's kind of like interesting or whatever. But I just was thinking like, I don't know, in the day that we're in with the cell phone technology we have, how has nobody gotten like,
I know.
Like, I'm like, I mean, Bigfoot, Bigfoot, I'm doubting he has. I don't think he's hanging out in the woods like, well, with technology these days, we have to be more careful. You know what I mean?
It just seems so far-fetched that something could be so elusive that even today we don't have definitive proof that it exists.
I know.
But I wear glasses, which I not currently have on me. I don't know what the fuck I did with them. Probably because I've been drinking. But my eyeglasses case has a picture of Bigfoot and it says believe, because I want to believe. I want to believe in you, Bigfoot.
Oh, that made me think of Mulder.
It's fucking weird, but all right.
The truth is out there. That's what I always said. I loved Fox Mulder.
I didn't watch X-Files.
Oh, it's so good. I've seen every episode
right now. It's just me watching TV is like a hard thing because of my ADHD. So I'm like, this show's cute.
I watch TV, but I'm also doing something else at the same time. But
exactly. So I never have any idea what's actually going on.
My husband's always like, are you even paying attention? I'm like, I know everything that's happened, okay?
Oh, I literally know nothing.
I literally know.
No idea.
So in 2003, there was an international cryptozoologist museum that was open, which we need to go. Okay.
How have we not been there yet?
I don't know. It houses thousands of artifacts from cryptic animals, and it includes many plaster casts of Bigfoot footprints.
Ooh, we need to get our shit together, lady. We need to go there.
Seriously, we need to just quit our jobs and hunt for Bigfoot.
I'm in. Let's do it. We start Monday.
So, in regards to Bigfoot, the state and local police in 1970 were tracking and following what they thought was a bear. However, they would report that it was sometimes running on all four, but also sometimes upright. Super weird.
I mean, I do that sometimes in my yard.
Oh my God.
Well, you just sounded like the devil.
No, it just made me think of okay, I'll do a little plug for not that he needs it because he has a shit ton of followers, but there's a podcast that I listen to, if you want to call it that. I actually listen to it on YouTube, but it's called Let's Read. And the guy narrates true stories from Reddit and stuff like that. And there is one that I was dying over. It's so funny to usually they're scary, right? Like situations where someone was walking home alone and they barely made it out of a situation that could have been really bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this was they're always themed. He'll have an hour of themed stories, So this one that I just thought of because of this story was these girls were going to a party in the woods or something, and I think they were stoned. So obviously they were clearly tripping out. You know how weed is. So
I don't.
They were walking to this party or whatever, and they said they heard something in the woods. So they stopped and they turned around and they're I know how this sounds. In the story, they're I know it sounds ridiculous, but it was actually really terrifying. And they said that when they turned around, there was a deer that was standing on its hind legs, and it was looking at them like a person. It was looking at and it started walking on its hind legs towards them, and they were what the hell is happening? And they both saw it. And they said another one was behind a tree on its hind legs, and it looked around the tree. And I'm dude, would you not be freaking out if a deer was on its hind legs? Hey.
Well, I mean, yes, I would. But were they bucks? Was it hunting season? Was it mating season? Because maybe, I mean, if it was mating season and they were bucks, maybe they were just trying to get their groove on. I remember
exactly how it was described. Because
that's still scary.
They made it sound it was as if they were talking to them. You know what I mean? Hey, yeah. What are you doing? It was funny, but that's what this bear on its hind legs running made me think of. But
totally the same.
Totally the same. You picture it as if it was just continuously running on its hind legs, which would be it's one thing if they take a couple steps, you kind of see that. Stuff,
but they're supposed to be on all fours.
Yeah, yeah. But so I guess one particular officer stated that it came to the back of his cruiser and lifted it off the ground.
Jesus.
Yeah. There was another man in 1970, and he went out to the swamp to explore. He said it was frozen, and they had gotten out about 1.5 miles out into the swampy area. Stella! Stella!
She needs some support. She's having a meltdown.
I need more alcohol. That's what I need.
I have some extra. Do you want some?
I should have done shots. They're way faster and less calories.
Seriously. Although I probably wouldn't be able to speak. Like, I can barely speak now, but...
So this guy is going out in the woods. They're about 1.5 miles out. And he said he heard like a kid scream, and that there was a huge man, a hairy man at across the lake, and that a kid
it's probably someone's grandpa.
I know. Oh, well, so they were kids. So they were all kids, right? And all the kids were going out to explore. So there was like a handful of them. And they heard like a kid crying or whatever, one of the kids, and they ran out, and there was this huge hairy man, and all the kids got a glimpse of him, and they freaked out, and they still talk about it to this day, right? I know
this is supposed to be scary, but all I'm picturing is someone's grandpa. Like, what the fuck are the?
I know, like with his shirt off, ice fishing or something, and like, whoa, you know how kids are.
My grandfather is like, he's passed away, but he was a very, very hairy man. He was French, and like if he took his shirt off, he looked like he was wearing a sweater. So I'm like, oh my god, it was probably him.
I was like, yeah, I mean, you really, unless you have a really good description of somebody like forward facing, height, like it's like this could really be just a dude.
Yeah, he's just trying to fucking fish.
Prior to all the like manscaping shit that happens now,
right? Like, Jesus, leave the poor guy alone.
Yeah, it's probably just some grandpa, but
he's trying to enjoy nature, and these kids are being obnoxious and screaming at him.
Oh, so in the winter of 1978, this guy is hilarious, by the way. Like, just because it's like he's just like a fake character. Like, I swear, because I was watching like a documentary. And his accent is like, God, I was trying to pinpoint it. It's almost like, it's not like, okay. Oh, I don't even know his name. The actor that's in Portlandia. Do you know who I'm talking about? The man. He's like, shit. I gotta find him.
Is he the guy with the face?
I never even watched Portlandia for whatever reason. It's all I can. So his name's Fred. How do you say his last name? Armisen? I don't know how to say it. Hold on. Let me see.
Fred Armstead? Is he a white guy?
He is a white guy, but it's Armisen.
Armistead?
He was also so he was in Anchorman. He was in...
Yes, I know who you're talking about now.
So he was in Parks and Rec, too. I don't know if you saw this, but he was in Parks and Rec, and he played like the leader of some country. And this accent that he had, I swear to God, that's like what this guy sounds like. So he in the winter of 1978, he and his friend Wayne decided to go explore the woods.
Fucking Wayne.
Wayne. So typical.
Don't go into the woods with Wayne. Don't ever go to the woods with Wayne.
And this was around Claybank Pond. He says that he was facing one direction and that he heard like in his head, and he emphasized that he doesn't hear people talk to him usually.
I mean, same. Sometimes, though.
And he said that he heard something tell him to turn around and look. And he said to himself, why? You know? And he says that he then heard, turn around and you'll see. So when he turned around, he saw a large, hairy creature on the opposite side of the pond. He told Wayne to turn around and look, but by the time they both looked, it was gone. So this guy was so invested in this after this that he started a team, I guess. It was the BTET, which was the Bridgewater Triangle Expedition Team. And he started that in 1985. And I was dying because I'm watching this documentary, right? And this guy's talking about the team he started, right? He's like, so I started this team. They show a picture of him like back then, right? Like young him. He's got two guys next to him. Their faces are blurred out, right? Probably don't want to be involved. So their faces are blurred out. And he's like, I started this team. I don't remember the names, but we'll just call him Joe Smith and whatever. He's like, so I started this team in 85 with Joe Smith and John Franks. And it's like in this picture of these guys with blurred out faces. And I'm like, well, that's irrelevant now.
Did they lose their faces?
It's like it was like computerized, blurred out. And he's there just giving out their full name on the internet. Which I thought was so good. Like, why'd you blur out their faces if you're going to just give us their names?
Yeah, he definitely kept their identities anonymous there.
After many unsuccessful expeditions.
What? Unsuccessful?
I know, bummer.
You got to be kidding me.
I know. It dissolved, but then he went on to create the Paranormal Investigation Organization. So yeah, oh man, he was something else. But so that's as much as I was able to get on Bigfoot there. But I definitely want to try to find him. So yes. Then the birds, right? So they called them gigantic raptors, also known as thunderbirds, which fucking awesome name. Thunderbirds.
I'm all for it. I mean, isn't that a car? A Thunderbird?
Yeah, it is.
I never had one, but I'm just saying. Like, wasn't it in Greece? Didn't someone in Greece have the Thunderbird?
Oh, baby. I think
like the movie Grease. This is where my brain goes.
I don't fucking know who in Greece has a Thunderbird.
Like Grease Lightning. Come on. I don't think Grease Lightning was Thunderbird.
It's been a while since I've been over there,
Just a couple days. Maybe we shouldn't drink and do this.
Oh man.
I digress.
So I had obviously already talked about the officer that saw it, but there's been multiple other people that have claimed to see these large mammoth sightings of birds. And the cat's on steroids. So one that I wanted to ask you about.
All these animals just like exceptionally large? That's what I want. Like these big dogs and cats and
You're
birds.
Right, yeah. Because so there was one story of someone who had stumbled upon a big black and gray dog with red eyes that was apparently like shredding two large horses.
So he's fucking hungry.
I know.
I could have ate a whole cow today. I was hungry.
Well, and a lot of these obviously are like from like the 70s and 80s, so it does make me wonder like
people are on drugs all the time.
Huh?
People are on drugs all the time.
Well, so one of the things that I didn't get to look up much of that I wanted to, and I was curious if you've heard much of them, but people also have reported sightings of, what are they, Pudwockies?
Yeah, Puckwudgies.
Puckwudgies, yeah.
Yeah. They're like some sort of creature. I don't know.
Like, from everything I can find, they sound like leprechauns with beer guts.
Yeah, because they're small, right? They're like under 5 feet, which I'm not much over 5 feet, but so I could be a Puckwudgie. I don't know, but
yes, this is a Puckwudgie, is a human-like creature of Wampanoag folklore, said to be 2 to 3 feet tall. I'm trying to see what because I was reading something about. Let's see.
Aren't they like kind of like trolls or something?
Yeah, like that's what I gather. That's what it looks like. And I heard that they they can like steal children and stuff. They can create fire or orbs to lure people into the deep woods to their doom.
Who sees a fire in the woods and they're like, yeah, definitely gonna go investigate that by myself.
Let me just listen to the creepy woods of Hockomock Swamp. Yeah. Oh yeah, so this says Freetown is a state park located in Fall River.
Fall River, Mass?
Violent rumors because of Lizzie Borden. Yes. The Puckwudgies put an even darker strain on the town's history.
Fucking Puckwudgies.
Let's see. I want to see one. I want to see a Puckwudgie. Yeah, that doesn't give shit.
I don't want it to like lure me into the woods and burn me or something. But other than that,
like a lot of stuff there that I want to see with my own eyeballs.
My own 2 balls. Eyeballs, I mean.
We're going to have to plan a day where we go there looking for Bigfoot.
We're going to go Bigfoot and puckwudgie hunting.
But so that's everything I have for the area, although there's a lot, but I knew I couldn't cover all of it, so I just did my best. But I don't know if, do you have a missing person that we want to cover?
Oh shit, I was not prepared.
Way to go.
I know. You're welcome.
Let's see. Do you want me to get one or do you get one?
I can find one real quick. Hang on. Please hold. All right. So today we have April Bailey. Her current age would be 39. She went missing from Nashua, New Hampshire on January 15th of 2020. So her age at the time was 36. At the time that she went missing, she was described as wearing pajama pants and slippers. She has black hair, blue eyes. She was 5'3" and 130 pounds. She's a white female. She was last seen outside her residence during the evening hours, and family and friends have not heard from her since the above date, which is the January 15th, 2020. So completely seems to have disappeared from Nashua, New Hampshire in the evening, was outside her residence, and has not been seen since then. So if anyone has any information regarding her disappearance, you are encouraged to call the New Hampshire missing persons line, and their telephone number is 603-223-3859.
I know. I was thinking I'm going to put that number and stuff in the info box because I forgot to for the last one. I'm going to update it so that they're in there.
Yeah, we should.
But so that's all I have for this one. It's a little shorter than the last ones, but it's fun.
That's okay. It was a fun one.
It's a good one. So yeah. All right.
Sure.
Thanks, Darcy.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.